the young and the restless spoilers. Victor Newman, the indomitable patriarch of the Newman family, was a man of vision and relentless ambition. Despite the turbulent times and countless battles both within the family and against external foes, his spirit remained unyielded. It was this undying drive that led him to resurrect numerous business projects under the banner of Newman Enterprises, seeking to restore its former glory and even surpass it. For this monumental task, Victor decided to assemble both the old and new members of the Newman clan, hoping to unite them under a common goal. Victoria and Claire, however, were no longer affiliated with Newman Enterprises. Victoria, his eldest daughter, had left the company to forge her own path, while Claire had ventured into different pursuits. Despite this, Victor extended an invitation to both of them, hoping that their return would strengthen the family's bond and contribute to the company's resurgence. Cole, an outsider and longtime adversary of Victor, found himself seething with anger at not being invited. His rage was understandable. Not only was he unrelated to the Newmans, but he had also been a thorn in Victor's side for years. His exclusion, therefore, was not just an oversight but a deliberate act by Victor, underscoring the deep-seated enmity between them. Victor was well aware of the animosity between his children, particularly Adam and Victoria. Their sibling rivalry had often escalated into fierce confrontations, and bringing them together in a professional setting promised inevitable clashes. Nevertheless, Victor was adamant about mending their strained relationship, believing that unity was essential for the family and the business to thrive. When Victoria received her father's invitation, she hesitated. The wounds from past conflicts with Adam were still fresh, and she was wary of the potential for renewed discord. After much contemplation, she declined the invitation, not willing to invest time in what she perceived as a futile endeavor. Adam, similarly skeptical, attended the meeting but with reluctance. His presence was more out of obligation than genuine interest. The tension between him and Victoria was palpable from the moment they were in the same room. As expected, their differences erupted into a heated argument during the meeting, disrupting any semblance of a constructive dialogue. Victor's stubbornness was on full display as he watched his children bicker. He remained resolute in his belief that his way was the only way, dismissing their grievances and insisting they comply with his directives. His rigidity, however, only fueled their resentment, driving a deeper wedge between them. In a rare moment of introspection, Adam realized that if he wanted to claim the CEO position, he needed to pacify his sister. He reluctantly chose to extend an olive branch, vowing to respect her and set aside their differences for the greater good. This concession was not out of a newfound sense of family loyalty, but a strategic move to secure his place at the helm of Newman Enterprises. Victor's unyielding nature persisted, as he continued to impose his will without heeding his children's perspectives. This dictatorial approach, intended to demonstrate his prowess and control, only served to alienate those he sought to lead. The family's dynamics, fraught with unresolved conflicts and power struggles, threatened to undermine the very foundation upon which Victor hoped to rebuild his empire. Despite these challenges, the Newmans pressed on, each driven by their own motivations. Victoria, although initially distant, began to reconsider her stance, recognizing that her involvement might be crucial in steering the company away from potential pitfalls. Claire, on the other hand, remained detached, pursuing her own goals outside the shadow of Newman Enterprises. As the days turned into weeks, the friction between Adam and Victoria slowly began to subside, replaced by a tentative truce. This fragile peace, however, was constantly tested by Victor's domineering approach. The future of Newman Enterprises hung in the balance, dependent on whether Victor could learn to listen and adapt, or if his unyielding nature would ultimately lead to the family's undoing. In the end, it was clear that the path to redemption and success for Newman Enterprises was not solely in the hands of Victor or his children, but in their ability to overcome their differences and work together as a united front. Only time would tell if they could rise above their past and forge a new legacy worthy of the Newman name.